Hello everyone, welcome back. In this session, we are going to learn what is Authentication 2.0 and how it works. And we are going to create Authentication 2.0 in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. After that, we are going to test OIC REST APIs from the Postman, and we can understand what are the various REST APIs are available. We can discuss very detailed. Let's get started. So in early days, we are sharing the credential to the application. It's straightforward, right? We are just handovering the username, password, straightforward to any application, and they could access anything that they want, right? Now this framework has been changed. Okay, new framework has been introduced to limited the resources access. Okay, that is Authentication 2.0. Starting in OIC generation 3, calling Oracle provided integration REST APIs doesn't support basic authentication. Okay, you don't need to share your username, password. Instead of that, we can go for the Authentication 2.0. So OAuth would stand for Open Authorization to Protect the Resources. It is industry standard protocol for authorization. It enables third-party applications to obtain limited access. Resources are consumed using OAuth access token. In Oracle integration, so we can consume the REST APIs by using authentication. Now we can understand key components in Authentication 2.0. The main components are client, resource owner, authorization server, and resource server. Basically, client requests access to the resource server from the resource owner. Okay, so basically resource owner who owns the data and grant access to it. Okay, once the client request is granted, client will receive the authorization code. All right, so again client will present the authorization code to the authorization server. Okay, so authorization server authenticate the resources owner and issues access token to the client. Okay, so basically your authorization server will issues the access token to the client. Okay, again client will present the access token to the resource server. Okay, again resource server will give the protected resource to the client. So resource server basically it's a server hosting the public APIs. Okay, this is how the authentication works. Now I am going to show you how we can create authentication application from the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Going forward, we can trigger Oracle factory-based REST APIs. We are using Authentication 2.0. Before using the REST API with authentication in Oracle integration, you must register your Oracle integration instance as a trusted application from Oracle Identity and Security Service. Okay, so how to do that? You can click on the navigation menu, click on the Identity Security and Domains. Okay, you have to select the right compartment. Okay, so click on the default domain. Okay, in the left side you can see the integrated service applications, right? This is the service already created. Okay, click on here. Okay, you can see the configuration details. Okay, the important details are client ID and client secret code. Okay, the moment you create this application, the details are generated automatically. Here if you come down, you can see the resources. Resources are nothing but your OIC integration instance URLs. Okay, we can define as a scope here, and also roles. So these roles are very important. Without assigning these roles to the application, you cannot access this application from the Oracle integration or any third-party application, right? So make sure that you have to assign the proper roles. So for this service, I have enabled service administrator, developer, service invoker, and service end user. Okay. So this is the existing application. I'm going to create a new application for your understanding. Add application. You can click on the confidential application, launch workflow. So I am going to give some meaningful name, demo OAuth 2.0. Okay. You can leave this all values. Click on next. Okay. Here you can select the client configuration. Click on here. Okay, the moment you enable the client configuration, you can select the allowed grant types. I'm going to select the resource owner, client credentials, and refresh token. Basically, it will give the provision to refresh your token, and you can generate the new token. Okay. So your client type either trusted and confidential. In case if you select the trusted, you can select the certificate. Okay. Allowed operations you can select for on behalf of. Okay. You can leave this as all option. Okay. Here you can see this, right. Add resources. Resources means like this application is creating under which instance. Okay. Click on add resources. Here I'm going to add scope. Okay. Here I'm going to select my OIC integration instance. This is my development environment. Okay, you can select it. Okay, the moment you add this application, so it will generate a scope for you. Okay, this value is very important. Okay, and also you can add the application roles, but this is not mandatory. Okay, this is done. Click on next. Okay, skip for data and finish it. Okay. Here you can see this demo authorization 2.0 generated. Now we are going to activate the application, right? Once you activate the application, you can see this, right? The general information, the client ID and client secret code is generated. This is the secret code. Okay, these two values are very important. You can note down. These values are important while creating a connection in the OIC integration. Okay, and also resource. In the resource, so you can note down the scope. Okay, the scope is very important key attribute value. Now we are going to assign the application rows, right? Once you assign these rows, then only you can access the service. Okay, this application. So in order to add these roles, okay, what we can do? Okay, so the demo authentication 2.0 application is created. Now I am going to assign the roles for this application. Okay, so in order to assign the roles, just where I am going to go. So click on the integrated applications, Oracle Cloud Services. Okay, let me select my instance. Okay, here you can left side you can see, right, application roles. Okay, so what roles you are going to add? Let's, for example, I'm going to add application administrator. Click on here. Here assigned application. Already I created one application. Just click on manage, show the available application. So I'm going to select the demo authorization 2.0. We just now create this application. You can just assign it. That's it. Okay. Okay. This is assigned. Close it. Okay. If you come down, you can see that assigned applications too. For example, I want to add a service developer. Click on here, manage. Okay. Select the demo OAuth 2.0. Select this and assign. Okay, this is also assigned. If you go here, service developer. Okay, 2. If you want to add a service user, you can add something like this. Okay, so now our configuration is ready. All right, so now we are going to use this configuration in from the OIC instance. Okay, by using this authentication, we can access from the Oracle Integration Cloud. Right, so let me go back, go to the integration applications. Okay, demo OAuth 2.0. Okay, this is the configuration. I just connect to the OS application. Let me show you how we can create a connection using authentication. All right, so this is the connection which I created. So while creating the connection, you can give the connection URL as your OIC instance URL. Okay, and if you come down, right, your TLS version is TLSV 1.2. You can select it. Okay, and your security connection type, you have to select OAuth client credentials. Okay, here access token URL always your URL append with the your IDCS URL plus your token service. Okay, that means OAuth 2 V1 token. Okay, this is the default. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, make sure that your access token URL is nothing but your IDCS URL plus your service. Okay, and also client ID, as I shown you, right, client ID we can get from the your cloud infrastructure. Let me show you. See, this is the client ID, right? We have to take from the your cloud infrastructure, and we can put here, and also you can give the client secret code. Okay, these are the things very important. And scope you can get from here. Okay, if you go here, okay, you can copy the scope and you can paste here. Okay, these are the important values while creating a authentication from your Oracle Integration Cloud. Now we can go through the list of REST APIs that we can trigger from the OIC integration or either from the SOAP UI and Postman. Right? Each REST API will give the unique functionality. Okay, you can refer the Oracle documentation for triggering these REST APIs, like how to pass the query parameters, how to get the control over these REST APIs. In this demonstration, I am going to show you how to test these REST APIs from the Postman. Here you can observe we have different REST APIs. We can use these REST APIs to get the integration, complete available integration in the OIC integration. Even you can get the lookups, connections. You can get the errors from the OIC instance. You can get the instance ID, audit records. Okay, and also you can have a functionality to get the import the integration and export the integration. Okay. Now we can see the steps to trigger the REST APIs. The first step is to generate the access token. So we can use the your identity cloud service URL plus your token service. Okay. After that, once the bearer token is generated, we can use the token to trigger the REST API. Okay. So let's log into the Postman. I'm going to demonstrate. Now we are at Postman. We are going to generate the bearer code. Right, this is my IDCS URL. All right, IDCS URL, and this is the OAuth token service. Okay, so this is my complete URL which I am using to generate the bearer token. Okay, if you come to body, so you can use the grant type as client credentials. Okay, your scope you can get from the your OCI instance, or your OCI administrator will help you to get the your scope. Okay, as I mentioned in my previous step, I have shown you how to get the scope from the Oracle Cloud infrastructure. Okay, once you provide these grant type and scope, if you come here, so you can select the basic authentication. You can give the your username, and your username is nothing but your client ID. Password is nothing but your client secret code. Okay, once you hit on the send button, it will generate the access token. Okay, it is called as a bearer token. Okay, so you can copy this bearer token, use that bearer code to trigger the REST API. Let's come to second tab. Okay, here I triggered one of the REST API to get the complete available integrations in OIC instance. Okay, so in order to trigger the REST API, first you have to take the your design type URL. Okay, design type URL, you can, once you log into the OIC instance, you can see the design type URL. This is the design type URL. Okay, you can append the design type URL with your REST API. Okay, and you can give the your integration instance name. Okay, so you can get the instance name here. I can see it dev1. Okay, this is the integration instance name. Okay, so already we have copied that bearer code. Okay, so I just provided integration instance. Okay, here once you add the integration instance, it will come here, end of this endpoint URL. Okay, if you disable this, it will remove it. If you enable this, it will show the your integration name. This is mandatory parameter. Okay, if you come here token, the bearer token what we generated, so we can just paste here. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, paste here. Okay, now I am going to trigger the REST API to get the list of available integrations. If you click on right, so you can see the list of integrations available in my instance. Here you can see right code. Okay, created. Okay, so this is the demo submit ESS job. If you go back to your OIC integration instance, you can see the list of integrations are available. Okay, see demo. Okay, so you will get the your identifier demo submit ESS job. Okay, so you can get the complete list of integrations with the URL endpoint URL, everything you can get here, complete details of this integration. Okay, now I just moved to the second tab. Now we are going to check one more REST API, whether our integration exists in the system or not. All right, based on the ID, I have to get the respective integration details. All right, So in order to test that REST API, first you should know your integration identifier name, and also you have to identify the version number. Okay, I can use the same REST APIs by I am putting your identifier append with the pipe symbol your version name. Okay, so that you can get the only details about this integration. Okay, so similar way you can just put your barrier code. Okay. Okay, you come here, you can change the barrier code. Recently we triggered it. Okay, you can change the barrier code. Okay, okay, I'm going to copy the token, paste here. Okay, let me trigger the integration. See, now you are going to get the particular integration details. Okay, USR object storage to FTP. Okay, so when it is created by Uma Shankar. Okay, and you can see the display name, all the details. You can see the connection details. Okay, what are the connections created under this integration and endpoint URL. Okay, so everything you can get from this service. Okay, similarly we have other REST APIs also. Let me move to the next step. So in this REST API, we are going to get the monitoring errors in case of any integrations are errored out. Right, whenever the integrations are running, I want to see the complete error details. All right, so let me copy the latest barrier code, paste here. Okay, let me trigger it. Okay, you can see if you come here, so total record, nothing is there, right? So you will get a 0 records. Okay, total records counts. Okay, you can get all endpoint URL. All right. If you come to the next step, if you see this, right, so you can monitor the complete integration details. Right, let me change the barrier code. Okay, if you click on the send, okay, you can monitor your complete integrations. Okay, this is the integration. Right, if you see this, all the details, that means total number of errored out, total number of aborted, number of message processed, everything you can get from this service. Okay, so this is the way how we can trigger the REST APIs from the Postman. Now we can see how to control this response by using query parameters. You can refer to the Oracle documentation to understand the query parameters. Okay, so I'm going through the important parameters that we can trigger. Right, the first one is the offset. Okay, so basically offset is an integer that specifies the index of the first item. Okay, the default value is 0. For example, if you mention your offset is 3 and limit 16, right, that indicates to list the integration starting from the 4th item, that means the index value, and the list will contain up to 16th item. Right, so let me log into the Postman. If you come here, right, so you can mention your limit 100, offset 0. Right, so let me trigger it. Okay, that means starting from 0 to 100. Okay, in this way we can keep adding the parameters based on our requirements. Okay, so the maximum value for a limit parameter is 499. Okay, if you specify the more than 499, okay, for the only the first 49 records are returned. But if you want to expecting more than 499, you have to set your hashboard parameter is set to true. Okay, so this is the parameter. You can enable it. You can make it as a true. Okay, and you can see some other parameter order by. So you can sort your response based on the integration name. Okay, you can give something like order by equal to name. Okay, and also we have some other query parameters like fields. Okay, this parameter is used to extract only specific attributes from the response. Okay, so and also we have one more parameter only data. Okay, so this parameter is used to exclude all the links in the response and therefore reduce the size of the response. Okay, and also one more parameter links. Okay, this parameter is used to extract the specific links from the response. Okay, so you can go through the Oracle documentation. You can understand the parameters, how to use this. Okay, in my Next session, I'm going to trigger this REST APIs from the OIC integration. Okay, so you can go through the documentation, you can explore more on this. Okay, if you like this video, you can subscribe this channel and provide your valuable feedback. I'm going to come up with the multiple sessions. Thanks.